myself Dr. Vinayak, working as assistant professor from the Department of Agriculture Engineering. Last class we have seen the definition of harvesting, principles of cutting of the crop. So today's class we can discuss the different systems of approach to the harvesting. These are the learning outcomes of the today's lecture. Systems approach to the harvesting of crops. So here 5 systems are there. The system 1 is manual harvesting by sickle. This by using the manual labor we can harvest the crop, that is a system 1, and system 2 is harvesting with tractor drawn reaper windrower by the tractor mounted reapers as well as grain harvester, that is comes under system 2. By using the tractor operated, the windrower, reaper or grass cutters, reaper binder was inbuilt in the rear side of the tractor. Mower reaper can be mounted on the rear side of the tractor, that is comes under system 2, and system 3 is tractor operated combine harvesters. Regarding system 3, so it will be goes up to 37 kilowatts comes under system 4 and up to go to the 75 kilowatts it is comes under system 5. Next we can move on to the next side. So regarding the manual harvesting, here by using the sickles only we need to harvest the crop. So regarding the sickles, 2 types of sickles are there, plain and serrated edge. So this one is a plain sickle. So let us look on to this image. This one is a plain, this one is a serrated sickle. Let us look on to this image. Here there is no serrated edge in this sickle. So the complete sickle was in a sharp in nature without serrated edge. So that's why it is comes under plain sickle. So let us look on to this sickle. One side is plain. Coming to the other section, here we can observe some serrated edges to other side. So this one called as a serrated sickle. So this part called as a ferrule. So in upcoming slides we can discuss the parts also regarding the sickle. This one is a wooden handle, this one is a blade, wooden handle, ferrule. The main function of the ferrule is it will join the both blades to wooden handle. Let us move on to the next slide. Brief information regarding the sickle. So here the blade will be there. This one is a blade. So this one is a ferrule for connecting the blade to wooden handle. So this one is a sharp curved blade. This section sharp curved blade. So let us look on to the theory. It is consists of a blade with the tang and wooden handle. Here it is the sickle consists of a blade with the tang. So here tang nothing but this sharp curved part. Whatever the part was inserted into the wooden handle, that part called as a tang. The blade consists of a blade with the tang and wooden handle. So blade is a main metallic part of the sickle. So this one is a metallic part of the sickle. It is desirable to make the blade made up of the carbon steel. So this blade can be made up of the carbon steel and wood can be made up of the seasoned wood. Next one is a forged end of the blade was fixing into the handle, that is called as a tang. This one is a forged end. This forged end was inserted into the wooden handle, that part called as a tang. So that the forged end is a this shape. So upper part will be consist of a blade. This one is a forged end. It was inserted into the handle. Protective metallic bush is fitted into the junction of the blade, that part called as a ferrule. It is an intermediate part between the blade and wooden handle, that is called as a ferrule. Let us move on to the next slide. So here we can see the diagram of the sickle. So again we can see different parts here, blade, ferrule, wooden handle. So by using the wooden handle we can harvest the crop. This one is a manual harvesting method. So regarding the systems of approach, first one is the manual harvesting method. No. So this by using the sickles only we can harvest the crop. By using the tractor we can comes under tractor drawn, animal drawn reapers as well as mowers is there. So we can look at on to the mower. So the mower is a machine to cut the herbage crop and leave them as a swath. So suppose here the crop material will be there. So mower is a machine to cut this crop and leave as a swath. Keep it as a side near row manner. This one called as a swath. This one is a standing crop material. Mower is a machine to cut the crop and leave as a swath. So one frame is there, it will support the all the parts of the mower. So regarding different sections of there in mower, power transmission section, cutter bar to cut the crop, wheel for support and auxiliary parts. Regarding the power transmitting unit, it receive the power, receive and transmit the whatever the power required for harvesting the crop. Okay. Next one cutter bar to cut the crop and separate from the uncut portion. So, the cutter bar can harvest the crop as well as leave them as a swath. It will be separated from the uncut portion of the plant material. Next one, wheels for the transport. So, we need to transfer the mover from one place to another place. So, by using the wheels only, we can transfer the mover. Next one is the auxiliary part. So, for dropping due to the height adjustment of the harvesting section, that will be provided auxiliary parts. So, here auxiliary parts to take the lift and drop the cutter bar. Based on the crop requirement, we can raise and lower the cutter bar section. So, that is comes under auxiliary parts. So, here we can see the frame, power transmitting unit and cutter bar. So, this one is a animal drawn mover. These are the girds, cutter bar, pitman. So, the main function of the pitman is it can receive the power from the ground wheel and transfer the power to cutter bar. So, regarding the cutter bar, two sections is there. First one is the fixed one, bottom side will be there, top one will be movable one. By using the ball and socket joint, we can connect the pitman to cutter bar power transmission unit. So, these guards can be protect the knife section to uneven distribution of the load. Here, you can look at on the some more theory regarding the mover. The main axle receive the power from the transportation wheel. Here, one main axle will be there. That wheel can receive the power from transportation wheel. Here, look on to the flow chart of the power transmission unit. Here, one wheel will be there. This wheel can rotate in a circular direction. By the rotation of this wheel, the main axle receive the power. After receiving the power, it will send to the one gearbox. In that gearbox, the spur gear arrangement will be there. The main function of the gearbox is it will convert the motion in 90 degrees. Here, whatever the power was come to here, that will be converted like this. For the transmission of 90 degrees, we can use as a spur gear or gearbox. Next one is a crankshaft. It is a extended shaft from the gearbox. So, by using the pitman arm, we can connect the crankshaft to this one is a cutter bar, C bar. So, the bottom one, this one is a bottom knife section. The bottom knife section is fixed one, this one is the top one. By using the ball and socket joint, we can connect the power transmission system to knife section. So, it will move the reciprocating direction, forward F and B, forward direction as well as backward direction. Just now I have explained regarding to this. The main axle receive the power from the transportation wheel and spur gear mounted on the main axle drive. The main aim of the spur gear is here to transmit the power in 90 degrees. So, after that the crank wheel attached to the pitman arm, outer end of the crankshaft. Crank wheel was attached to the pitman arm, the outer end of the crankshaft. The crank wheel was attached to the pitman arm. This arm was attached to the crankshaft one end. The reciprocating forward and backward direction can be get through the pitman arm. By using the ball and socket joint, it will connect pitman arm to knife section, so that we can get the forward and reverse direction. The knife is connected to the pitman arm in a ball and socket joint. So, knife can make the 1600 cutting stroke per minute. So, to order to engage and disengage the driving unit by using the dog clutch. So, here we can see the cutter bar section, moving blade, flexible blade, fixed blade and pendulum ring drive. Final conclusion of this slide is the power can be received from transportation wheel. It will be transferred to the spur gear by the main axle. The main function of the spur gear is to transmit the power in 90 degrees. Whatever the power we can get here, that will be transferred to the crank wheel by using the crankshaft. It is a crank wheel is a intermediate part between the crankshaft and pitman arm. Here we can provide the ball and socket joint to connect the pitman arm to knife section. This knife section, bottom one is the fixed one and top one is the movable one. This will be moved forward and backward direction 1600 strokes per minute. In between there, one plant material will be provided here. So, during the process of forward and reverse direction, this plant material will be harvested. Let us look on to the next slide. So, this one is a animal drawn mover. Here the transportation wheel will be provided. From this transportation wheel, this one is a main axle. From this main axle, power will be transmitted into this gearbox. This gearbox can be transmit the power through the pitman arm through crank wheel and crankshaft. Here crank wheel and crankshaft will be provided. So, this pitman arm was connected to the knife section by using the ball and socket joint. So, to engage and disengage the power transmission unit from main axle to pitman arm. Here clutch will be provided. This clutch called as a dog clutch. So most of the manual as well as power drawn movers and reapers, they can provide the dog clutch for dismantling, disconnect the power from engine to pitman arm. Let us move on to the next slide. So next one is a cutter bar. Up to now we have seen the power transmitting unit. Next one is a cutter bar. Cutter bar is designed to cut the crop 25 to 50 mm above the ground level up to 10 mm or more. So let us take this one is a ground surface. This one is a plant material. This plant material we need to harvest. So this cutter bar can be designed. It will be harvested from 25 50 mm height or above up to height of 100 mm or more. It should not less than the 25 mm. Whatever the crop was available below the less than 25 mm height, so the cutter bar unable to harvest. Next one, it is must able to cut the wide variety of crop material from the grasses to tough stalks without clogging. Okay, so the cutter bar should be harvest grass material, field crops without clogging. We need to harvest. Number of attempts have been made to replace the reciprocating knife with continuous moving cutting units. So it will be move in a oscillating direction, forward and reverse direction. So it is continuous operation will be carried out by using the cutter bar. Next one, it is made up of the high grade steel. So here other subcomponents include cutting mechanism connected directly or indirectly on it. Let us look on to the next slide. This one is a cutter bar section. Here some parts we can take: knife back, ledger plate, guard point. This guard can be protect the cutter bar sudden applying load to the knife section. So next, this one is a knife section guard clip. So by using the guard clip only we can connect this knife section to the frame. Knife clip also used for connection. Next one is a wearing plate and main bar. Cutter bar assembly consists of a knife section, ledger plate, wearing plate and knife clip and shoes. So here look on. So whatever this pink color will indicate or black color indicate fixed knife, this red color indicate movable knife. The middle of this section the plant material will be inserted. So this red color knife section will be moved forward and backward direction. Okay, so that this plant material will be harvested. The green color it is indicate plant stem, the red color indicate movable knife, this black color section called as a fixed knife. This knife can be moved forward and reverse direction. This plant material will be harvested. For harvesting this plant material, different components will be helped. The knife is metal bar on which the triangle shaped section are mounted. So this one is a metal bar basically. So these are the triangle shaped section was attached to this knife bar this one. Okay, triangle shaped section was mounted. These are the triangle shaped section. The cutting edge of the knife is section are smooth, mostly smooth edges. The cutting edges of the knife is smooth edges. Sometimes we can use it as a serrated edges also. The knife section move backward and forward direction. In the both direction we can carry out the harvesting operation. The length of the stroke is 7.5 centimeter. So knife clips are used to hold the knife section down against the ledger plate but allow the move freely. So it is connecting to knife section with the ledger plate. Next one is the badly worn out wearing plate or loose knife clips may allow the knife to bend. So we need to hold the knife in a tight manner so that we can carry out the harvesting operation. If any wearing plate or knife clips or ledger clips will be loose in the nature, so that will be effect on the harvesting operation. So next we can move out on the registration and alignment. Registration nothing but the knife in a proper registration when midpoint of the knife section stop the center of the guard in each stroke. So while moving this knife in forward reverse direction, the center of the knife should be matched with the center of the guard. So during the process of movement, this knife should be travel up to next teeth center of the guard so that we can get the proper harvesting operation without clogging. Does not achieve the proper registration, it may be causes of the clogging of the harvesting. So it is very essential for even job of cutting and unclogging of the cutter bar. Not properly registered, that can be adjusted by moving the entire cutter bar in or out with respect to the pitman and crankshaft. The knife section was not registered, So here registration nothing but the center of the knife section should be center of the guard section. It is does not happen. We need to adjust by adjusting the pitman with respect to the crankshaft. So even though alignment also very important for harvesting the field crops. Not only field crops, whatever the crops we have harvesting, we need to maintain these two alignment strictly. The outer end of the cutter bar is fitted a little ahead of the inner end, so that outer end may align with the inner end. Outer end nothing but whatever the bottom side knife, that is fixed knife, is the outer end compared to the inner end nothing but movable knife. Outer end of the cutter bar fitted little ahead of inner end, that should be maintained in 2 cm apart. Outer end should be 2 cm apart to the inner end. That is the alignment of the cutter bar. So up to now we have seen the manual harvesting tools like sickle. Regarding the sickle, plain and serrated sickles are there. Different systems of approacher, manual harvesting and tractor operated tools, as well self-propelled harvesting machineries at different stages. Regarding the movers, we have seen the power transmitting unit, cutter bar section, registration and alignment. The summary of this today's lecture, it can indicate the importance of harvesting and different tools used in the harvesting like manual as well as mechanical tools and mover adjustment. Thank you.